As you can see here, the mobile base I'm building for my table saw is pretty much complete, ready to go. It moves quite freely on 3-inch casters. I've got 4 of them here. Cost about £20 from Toolstation. I've gone for 4 of the swivelling options rather than having any that are fixed or braked. There's no need for that. The way this works is based on an idea I saw in a different YouTube video. Take the clamp off. That's not necessary, but I'll show you why in a minute. Yeah, that's why. It's a piece here. You remove this, and then this, under the weight of the saw, in all 4 corners, this pushes down, and that's it's flush on the floor then. And again, to put the saw back on its wheels to move it, you push down here, flip that across, and that's ready to roll. So yeah, it's here where I need the quick grip clamp at the moment, because this piece keeps falling down under its own weight, and obviously if I try and move the saw like that, it's just going to drag along the floor and maybe do some damage as well. It's going to cause an obstruction anyway. So I'm not sure how the original guy who made this base got around that, but I might install some magnets between these 2 surfaces just to hold it together. I've used 5x2s here, 2x2 for the frame. The timbers here are plain down to 38mm thick, and that was so I could use 50mm machine screws with a hex head to fix the casters onto. Back flap hinges allow it to swing up in place. On this main timber here, you'll see I've cut a notch out in the middle, and that is to fit around the main trunnion and blade guard beneath the table saw. A bit of planning beforehand would have avoided this, I think, but I was finding that as this was in its resting position, it was quite high, and there was only sort of 14 inches between the base of the trunnion and the floor really, so rather than cut all this down and remake it, I thought this should hopefully work. Although I've not tried it yet, I'm hoping it will work. I'm quite confident. We'll have to wait and see. Along with that, I've also increased the thickness of my original feet from 18mm to about 2.5 inches with 2 extra bits of chipboard there. Again, that helps with the beams on top, so they fall into a low resting position. At this end I have 2 lengths of 2x2 timber, and this secondary one is basically to bring the pivot point here inwards from the end. Otherwise, as it swings up, it would foul the frame stand of my saw. So now I'm ready to kind of mount my saw onto this base, but as you can see, it's very tight with space around here, and I need to do a lot of cleaning up first. Well, the hard part is done, it's on the base, and as you can see, it works. I managed to take it outside and turn it around to show you the front of the saw here. This thing isn't brilliant. I mean, it holds down well enough. Well, as soon as I move the saw, though, it can come loose, and then suddenly it stops again. But that's pretty solid. It's not really rocking too much. And again, just put it down, push the pedal in. This slot, by the way, works out perfectly. Push that in, slide that across, and it locks. I always find the wheels being quite close together are quite narrow, and that means it tips to one side. Particularly this right hand side with the extension on here, all the added weight there. Having these extra thick feet means it's difficult to get over a bump and down the step. I'll show you that in a second. It is getting dark outside, but there's just enough time to show you that it does work this evening. There you see. Step. as you might have seen there as well, the supporting leg here from the extension table keeps swinging out in the way. That doesn't help. And again, when I'm using this extension table on the right hand side, I'll need to put a piece of chipboard this thickness underneath that leg to keep everything at the same level. If you want to see the saw working, I'll do that in a separate video later on. But for now, I think this is it on the stand. I'm going to try with this piece here, just tightening this bolt a bit more, keep the nuts a bit tight. Maybe that will hold a bit better. Because right now it's quite easy to move, it's quite free. But otherwise it's okay. I want to say thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you again soon. I do apologise, I was about to say goodnight without showing you how I actually got the saw onto the stand. What I did to start with was tip the saw up onto its back edge here, where there are no controls, no levers to brake. And before I tilted that forwards, I slid the base underneath, as close as I get with the back legs, and got a sheet of chipboard, or any material will do, about the full width of the base, drop that on the front end, then carefully lowered the front edge onto this, as close as they would go. Then by lifting the back legs, the back of the saw, with the front resting on here, I could slide the whole assembly forwards until the back legs fell into place. Then by lifting the front, sliding the chipboard out with my foot, these two legs dropped in and it fits perfectly. So I don't recommend doing heavy lifting on your own, but when needs must, I manage, and that's how I did it this time.